Wife? You are dumbfounded. Ex-wife. I married her when I was young and stupid. You you are married? I was, and now I regret it so much. Morgan transferred to a school during my senior year. She easily became popular, someone all the boys wanted. What about you? You are becoming more impatient. I thought she was pretty, but we barely saw each other until later. I think she found out about my parents' money. His expression slowly changing from sad to regret. But all the time I thought she was truly interested in me. One thing led to another, and a year later I proposed her. Weren't you too young for marriage? I thought I was in love. His eyes drooping, lowered lip corners, and inner eyebrows slanting, showing how much he is regretting. Another year passed before I realized what she truly was. I filed for divorce. It was finalized a week after I turned 21, and I received power corporations on my 21st birthday. What happened after that? With every passing second, you are getting more tense to know if they got their divorce or not. We faked documents so that Morgan didn't get anything from the company. But now she found the real ones, with a date before our official divorce. And what does that mean for you? For the company? She can try to go to the court to get half of the company, and if that happens, she's just going to destroy it. Don't you have lawyers to take care of it? You are concerned about him. I mean, you were almost divorced at that time. I don't want to take risk. What does Morgan want? You understand that this was a work problem he has been talking about. Morgan wants money, and then she will forget about these documents. How much does she want? You asked calmly. $10 million, he murmured, his voice depressed. Your breath hitches. Is she insane? Your voice a little louder than you wanted it to be. If she gets a company, she will have way more than that. What are you going to do? You want to know about what he is planning to do. I don't know. I have to give her this money. I'm sorry. You feel sorry for his current situation. No, he nodded his head. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. I didn't want you involved in all of this. The less people know, the better and safer. I understand. But you're still hurt. The corner of his lips lowered more. I'm sad that you didn't trust me, Jimin. You explain yourself. No, don't say that. I trust you, Vine. He cuts you off. Actually, I'm not good at trust overall. His eyes are full of pain and your heart aches for him. The whole situation is killing you from inside. You slowly take steps towards him and wrap your hands around his waist from behind. Your head leaned over the back of his shoulder. It's okay. You will get over this situation soon. We will get over this situation soon. I will be there for you. Tell me if you ever need anything. He slowly puts his hand on your hand, wrapped around his waist, and brushes his thumb. Thank you. He unwrapped your hand, taking one of your hands and brought it near his lips, leaving a light kiss, while your other hand still wrapped around his waist. He places another kiss in the same hand and slowly brings it closer to his chest and places your hands where his heart lies. You can feel his heart beating fast. You stay like that for who knows how long. You both lost track of time in that situation. It's very intimate, where your hearts sing in the same rhythm and you both are lost in your own world, finding solace in each other's embrace. The dong of the large clock brought both of you back to reality, indicating it's already 12. He pulls your hands off him and guided you to stand in front of him. Go sleep, his eyes staring deep into yours. It's very late. You are sad how time flew away so quickly. You weren't here for 2 days and you have missed him. You want to spend more time with him, but you have work tomorrow and you always prefer to be punctual. Before he let go of your hand, he places a light peck on your forehead. You reciprocate his peck with a light kiss on his cheek and leave towards your room. As you lay down on your bed, your phone beeps with an incoming message. After checking your phone, you find a message from Lily. I told her that I will stay with her tonight, but I can't leave now. Jimin needs me. You send her a quick text saying that your apartment is fine now, so you will stay home tonight. In the morning, you wake up and come to the kitchen to have water. You put the cup under the tap, your mind escapes to where you were yesterday. You keep lying to Lily and you hate this. She is your best friend. You want to share about yourself, but instead of sharing, you keep on telling her lies after lies. Is everything alright? You flinch hearing the voice. Sorry, did I scare you? You see Jimin closing the tap. You were so lost in your thoughts that you didn't realize when the cup was overfilled and water was spilling out of it. You quickly take the cup. "Ah, sorry, I got distracted." You look away, avoiding his gaze. After a couple of minutes, when you didn't get any response, you raised your head to look at him. Catch Jimin's worried gaze on you. Is everything alright? You think for a while before you speak. I hate lying to Lily. I wish I could tell her the truth. Do you trust her to keep your secret? I trust her, you answer him instantly. If you trust her with this? Jimin trails off as he thinks of something. I don't mind if you tell her the truth. Seriously? You are more than shocked to hear his response. You can't believe that he just agreed to reveal your relationship. Even if it's not for everyone, for now, but still you are happy. There is nothing illegal between us, is there? He chuckled. I guess not, you smiled shyly. The next day, you barely pay attention to work as your thoughts are still on Jimin and yesterday's conversation. He was actually married, and no one but his family knew about this. Is it Morgan's fault that he became like that? A man made out of stone? A robot with no feelings? Why? You hear a loud voice which you immediately recognize it's Lily. What? I told you to give me that pen 3 times already. What are you thinking about? Sorry, a lot has been going on lately, and we barely spent time together, she complained. I stayed the night with you the other day, and we barely even slept. You roll your eyes at her. That's not enough. We need to party. What do you say about going to the club tonight? She asked enthusiastically. Maybe some other time? You politely refused. No, we need it today, she whined. I have a better idea. You have never been to my place. I was waiting for you to finally invite me. I was starting to think that you are having some dirty affair. It's complicated. I will tell you everything. Listening to you, she raised one of her brows as if you are some suspect. I feel like there's an actual secret there. You smile a bit. Just wait and see. Okay, today we will see your apartment, and tomorrow we are going to the club. You chuckle at her. You are impossible. When the doors open and you enter the penthouse, you watch Lily's mouth form a perfect O. You know it's going to be a long conversation. You texted Jimin earlier, telling him that you are bringing Lily over, and he was very supportive about it. Jimin mentioned that he will be late today, so you have plenty of time to explain everything to Lily. I can't believe you actually live here. Her eyes still roaming around in awe. Well, it's temporary. Do whatever you need to stay here as long as possible. Lily runs up to the large glass window and takes in the magnificent view. Damn, this is perfect. The best view of Seoul I've ever seen. You look at Lily with amusement. She looks more excited than you are. You can't help but remember the first time you came here. You didn't have time to admire the view. You were admiring the man in front of you. And the next morning you had to run away as fast as possible because you were late for your internship. Lily turns back to you with a beaming smile. So, will you tell me how you ended up here? That's a long story. I have no plans for the evening. You and Lily take a seat on the sofa, facing each other, while you try to collect your thoughts. You think for a while from where you should start the story. You didn't thought that it would be this hard. Taking a deep breath, you finally start your story. Remember that time when I left the club with someone? She thought for a while. You live with that guy? Her eyes got wide as she remembered that night. Wait, who was it? I thought it was one night stand. Did you keep seeing each other after that? She wiggles her eyebrows, teasing you. Will you let me speak? You chuckle, seeing her excitement. Sorry. That guy turned out to be. Before you finish the sentence, the elevator doors open and Jimin walks into the penthouse. I just need to get some documents and then I will leave. Jimin slips into his bedroom and you look back at Lily, who stares at the door where Jimin disappeared into. And it turned out to be Jimin. I mean, Mr. Park. Lily doesn't reply to you as she keeps staring at the door before Jimin shows up again. She follows his every move as he goes back to the elevator. The doors close behind Jimin, but Lily doesn't tear her gaze away from them. A couple of minutes pass by before Lily gains her ability to speak and finally turns to look at you. You slept with a CEO? She is flabbergasted. And you moved in with him? She doesn't let you complete. Tell me everything. And so you do, with every detail that you had to hide from her before. After you finish the story, you feel like the weight you carried around for months was finally lifted from your chest. It feels so good to finally tell all of this to someone. You didn't notice a few hours passed by and it already got dark outside. So, are you kind of dating? You think for a while before answering. I don't know. You can't find any proper name or definition of your relationship with Jimin. You are living under the same roof, yet you are not dating. Neither do you pay any rent. And for the outside world, he is your boss. But you do remember that he still has CEO. And if all of this ends, you will be one who gets hurt. I I know you're into him, but are you truly sure that he's not playing with you? I don't know the way he acts around you, but at work, he looks like a complete robot, incapable of any feelings. Anxiety and concern covered her face. You understand her concern, and it's not that you have never thought like that. You are also insecure about your relationship with him. You don't know exactly what's your position in Jimin's life, and being your best friend, she is worried about you. Maybe you are right, your voice quivered. You know, I just worry about you, and I don't want you to get hurt. I know. Anyway, can't wait to rub it in Emma's face. Her eyes suddenly sparkle in excitement. You remember it's a secret, right? You remind her. But one day the truth will come out. She smiled cheekily. When you get married, for example? Gosh, Lily, you are stunned. I know that one day it will happen. She sounds way too confident. The sound of the elevator notifies you that Jimin has returned, and Lily quickly gets up. Lily leans into you, whispering quietly so Jimin doesn't hear. He might be into you, but he is still my CEO, so I should go. These words she says louder so Jimin can hear her as she sneaks in the elevator behind his back. Did I scare her? Jimin asked, being confused and looking at the direction Lily just disappeared. You scare everyone, you said, rolling your eyes. Listening you, he turns his head towards you at the speed of light, a playful smirk playing on his face. Jimin started walking over to you slowly. Not you, obviously. His voice was. I just know you better than they do. Jimin approaches you, circling his arms around your waist. He leaves a light kiss on your lips. How well do you know me? His voice gives you chills. Well, better than you know yourself. Though his presence makes you weak, you answer him with a smirk on your face. Oh, really? Tell me what I want right now. Kiss me? You asked, raising your right eyebrows. He chuckled. You are right. Jimin erases the distance between you, connecting his lips in a sweet kiss. You feel your insides melt with tenderness. A flutter feeling starts at your chest. You realize your feelings for him are getting deeper. Jimin's phone vibrates. Sighing with disappointment, he checks it. You see his posture go from relaxed to rigid, his brows furrows, and his whole demeanor changes. What happened? You become concerned. It's Morgan. She texted me that I have a week to give her the money. His voice melancholic. Seriously? Your concern for him grows. If I don't give it to her in a week, she will go to the court. What are you going to do? I'm going to try to find the money. I need to make few calls. It might take some time. You should probably go to sleep. Jimin disappears in his bedroom and you take a deep breath. You see how much all of it bothers Jimin. He wants to do everything on his own, but you know he needs your support. He needs mental support from you. Though you are not completely sure about his feelings, you decide to stay beside him no matter what. You don't know what future holds for both of you, but the thing that you can do is be with him in the present. Love doesn't ask anything in return. Love means always prioritizing the person you love over you. And this is what you decide to do. You choose to wait for him to sort out his mess. Then you can think about both of yours future. Throwing a last glance at Jimin's bedroom, you go to your room. The next day you find Jimin in the kitchen completely dressed up but not in his office clothes. What's going on? You're baffled. I need to leave for a few days to find the money. His expression unreadable. Where will you? Curiosity running wild in your body. My friend might lend me the money, but it's a little more complicated than it seems. That's why I need to go there on my own. I hope everything will be alright. You couldn't find anything better to console him at this present situation. Thanks. Finally, he smiled slightly, but you know this smile isn't real. How long will you be away? He shrugged his shoulders. I don't know yet. It might take some time before I get the whole sum in my hands. Though you don't want to part with him, but you have to. Goodbye, you say with a heavy heart. See you soon. You watch Jimin walk away and take a deep breath. As you pass the living room on the way to the bedroom, you notice a phone on the table. Did Jimin forget his phone? Coming closer, you see that it's indeed Jimin's phone. You can't believe he left his phone. Jimin left only a couple of minutes ago. I will be able to catch him if I hurry up. You grab the phone and rush out of the apartment. When you run out of the building, you catch Jimin getting in the car. Jimin, wait! You screamed at the top of your lungs. Hearing your voice, he raises his head and looks at you. He says something to driver while you approach him. You forgot your phone. Seriously? He checks his pocket to make sure he truly doesn't have it before taking his phone from your hands. He sends you a smile. Thank you, Wine. No problem. I'm sure you will need it in your trip. Especially knowing how many calls an hour you get. You chuckled. You're right, he smiled. I really need to go now. Bye. You lean into Jimin, brushing your lips against his cheek. I hope you will be back soon. Me too. After that, Jimin gets in the car and drives away. Coming into the office the next day, you notice that everyone is staring at you while others discuss something in low voices. You find this weird. You notice someone pointing at you and whispering something to her friend. Sighing, you move further into the office and finally see Lily. You rush to her. Do you know what's going on? The whole office knows it. Lily clicks something on her phone and shows it to you. Here, better watch it on your own. You glance at the screen and find an article from some celebrity gossip site. Scrolling down, you see a very familiar building. You realize it's Jimin's condominium. You glance at the title of the article. Park Jimin is rumored to be dating. You scroll further and find the picture of you and Jimin from yesterday. A journalist took a photo the moment you are handing Jimin his phone. Under the photo, the journalist explains that a mysterious girl was seen with Jimin the other day and that their conversation was very friendly. Don't worry, you are just talking to him in this photo. Lily tries to calm you, seeing you fuming in anger. Except the reporter said that I am his girlfriend, you breathed out heavily. So what? They said the same thing about the other girl he was with a few weeks ago. They just cling into whatever gossip they find. Hearing Lily, you thought for a while. You are right. Nima walks up to you looking at you with disdain. Looks like someone is kissing her boss to keep her position. Are you jealous? You asked her cockily. Please, I refuse to believe he'd choose you over me. Jimin would never want to be with someone like you. She examines you from head to toe, a disgusted look on her face as if she's looking on something rotten. You are way too ugly for that. For a moment, you feel so shocked that you just stare at Emma. I bet those pictures are photoshopped. He would never even look at you, much less spend the night with you. You and Jimin are from different worlds, and Jimin would never be with someone who is such a loser. Emma smirks at you as she moves away, leaving you fuming. You stay quiet for the sake of this job. Everything is already a mess, and you don't want to mess things up more. You will really go back to work, but you keep catching curious glances thrown your way. You try your best to avoid the looks and concentrate on the work you need to. You are at the computer when Veronica approaches you. I know you are basking in your 5 minutes of fame, but this work was due an hour ago. Glancing at the clock, you realize she is right. I'm sorry, I will send it to you in 10 minutes. I really don't know what's happening between you and Mr. Park, but I hope it won't affect your work here. You are one of my favorite interns, and I'd be sorry to let you go. Her voice is calmer than before. It's just a gossip. Mr. Park and I are not together. You speak up for yourself. I seriously don't care. All I need is this for this job to get done. It will be done soon. Veronica walks away and you smile inwardly. It's look like Veronica doesn't care about your relationship with Jimin. You are relieved that at least one person doesn't think that you are and who slept with the boss just to secure a job in the company. You get home exhausted, but as soon as you step into the penthouse, your phone rings. Glancing at the screen, you see Jimin's name, and involuntarily your lips break into a huge smile. You pick it up without wasting a second. Hey, how are you? I'm fine, what about you? He speaks from the other side. You think for a while whether to tell him about the article and all that happened today in the office. The usual. You decide not to burden him with more problems. You can go through this on your own. You both fall into silence, not sure what to say. You can hear his steady breathing from the speaker. God knows how much I miss him already. Just the thought of Jimin around you makes your heart flutter. You bite your lower lip, letting out a disappointed sigh. What is it, wine? Maybe he heard you sighing? Nothing. You get quiet again. Then Jimin clears his throat. Do you miss me? What about you? He chuckles. I wish I was home with you right now. We could cook together, then we did cuddle. He pauses for a brief moment and you lick your lips in anticipation of what he will say next. You hear some shuffling of papers. I'm sorry, I need to go now. Lots of work to finish. I will talk to you later. Bye. Hanging up and looking around, you realize how empty this place feels without Jimin. I hope he comes back soon. A few days pass by and everything keeps going south. You throw yourself into your work even more, trying to catch and complete the mistakes while completing your never ending pile of tasks. You feel overwhelmed and exhausted just trying to keep up. But your files keep getting misplaced, the meeting schedules are all messed up, and the client's number are totally incorrect. The same thing happens today. You are working at your computer when Veronica storms over to your desk. Raising your eyes, you see irritation on her face. Do I have to bring you to the conference room myself? What are you talking about? You are confused. There's a meeting happening right now that you need to be in. But no one informed me. Whatever, go now. You hurry after Veronica while trying to figure out what happened. When the meeting is over, you and Lily go to grab some coffee. Didn't Emma tell you about the meeting? Suddenly it all clicks in your head. Emma, of course, she has been trying to sabotage me this whole week. I'm so sorry, I should have informed you. As if on cue, Emma comes over to you with a smile on her face. You know, you really shouldn't be late to important meetings. It says a lot about your commitment to the company. You know they care about every detail these days. She is gone before you reply. You are ready with anger. She's starting a war. She wants me to lose this job. Are you going to do something about it? Lily asked. No, she can do whatever she wants. I'm not going to stoop to her level. I'm sure karma will hit her. But she can't just get away with it, Lily exasperated. Jack walks up and sees your sad faces. Is everything alright? Just an Emma problem, you replied unenthusiastically. I had one with her too. I told Veronica about it. And what happened? Lily asked. She didn't like it. You watch as Veronica marches over to Emma, furry written across her face. Did you actually do it? I have no idea what you're talking about. She didn't expect that coming. Jack just told me that his files got deleted. Very important files, I might add. What does this have to do with me? You deleted them. It's one thing when you try to sabotage your competitors, but when you delete important files, that's setting the whole company up for failure. You are shocked to hear that she deleted Jack's files also. You thought she only had something against you. I didn't think she tries to justify what she did. I don't care what you thought. Your internship is over, Veronica tells her strictly. You can't fire me. Emma retorts back. I can and I will, she replied to her in a stern voice. Only Mr. Park can fire me. Emma keeps arguing with her. You smile internally at her reply. Then you shouldn't have sabotaged Mr. Park's brother. I don't care what you think. I am telling you to leave the premises now. Veronica remains strict with her decision. Whatever. Emma storms out to the elevator, but one step away from the doors, she turns back. I will be back. Then she finally leaves the office and you let out a sigh of relief. It's going to be so much better without her around. The next couple of days pass in peace. You are about to leave the office when Jack approaches you. How have you been, Wine? Good since Emma left. You smile slightly. Can you believe our internship is over tomorrow? Tomorrow? You are astonished. Wow, I can't believe it has been so long already. Feels like we just started. I know. Do you want to take a walk with me? I realize that it has been a while since I enjoyed Sol at night. Don't you enjoy it every day? You let out a chuckle. It's hard to enjoy it when you are always in a rush. Today I want to take a slow walk, visit my favorite spots, and I was hoping you did join me. You look up into Jack's eyes and smile at him apologetically. I did rather go home. After a long day, you just wanted to return home and rest. And somewhere you also hope that maybe Jimin has returned home and you just want to meet him. You enter the penthouse and realize that someone is already there. You peek around the corner and are surprised to find Jimin and Morgan arguing. Where is my money, Jimin? You are not getting any. Jimin replies with a playful smirk. Seriously? Jimin caught her off guard. You are willing to risk the company? She is stunned. Jimin grinned. You know what I recently found out? Should I care? She tries to maintain her I don't care posture. Jimmy laughed out loud at her foolishness. My parents never trusted you. Morgan tilted her quizzically. What does that have to do with my money? Turns out you signed a prenup. Rings any bell? He gave her a coy smile. That prenup means nothing. She shrugged her shoulders. But it does. Remember that one condition? He puts an act of thinking while tapping on his chin slightly with his index finger. What is it? Oh, right. You leave the marriage penniless if you cheat. I think that sounds very familiar. Hearing Jimin, all the colors from Morgan's face fades away in a second. There's no proof. She tries to argue back with him. Oh, don't worry, I have all the evidence I need, and the courts will agree with me. You won't let this information go public, and it will go public if you go to court. Jimin narrows his eyes and cuts her off. Try me? Morgan turns her face, finally noticing you, her face twisted in anger. You are enjoying this, aren't you? Huh, a lot. You added fuel to anger. Don't worry, he will replace you as soon as he finds someone better. It sounds like you're just jealous that you already found someone better than you. Me? You reply to her calmly. You think you're smart, don't you? He's just playing with you. You are just too stupid to say it. Morgan looks back at Jimin, who stands there glaring at her with his arms crossed over his chest. You don't deserve any happiness. You just ruin everyone's life. Jimin stays silent, not bothered by her comment. You ruined my life, you ruined Jack's life, and now you're going to ruin this girl's life. Leave, Morgan, before I call security, Jimin yelled. Fuming, Morgan storms out of the penthouse and disappears behind the elevator doors. I'm so sorry, I don't know why I was so rude a moment ago. You felt guilty for talking like that, even though she deserves that. Jimin walks up to you, pulling you by the waist, looking deep into your eyes. He lowers his face to yours as his lips curves into a seductive smile. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. So, is she gone for good? Hopefully she is. That's amazing. You pull him closer, giving a light peck on his lips. Congrats. You press your mouth against his in a hot kiss. Are we going to celebrate? What would you like to? Jimin teased with a playful smile. You are about to reply when your phone vibrates with an incoming message. Taking a glance at it, you see its message from the internship group chat. It might be important. You open the chat and see that the first message is from Emma. She sent a video. Then you scroll down and see other interns reply, shocked emojis or text like, "How could she?" You find it weird. "What is it?" Jimin asks, being concerned. "I don't know yet, it's some video." Then open it. You click the video and you recognize the VIP club you went to together. You notice yourself in the outfit you wore the night you met Jimin for the first time. It's from the night before the internship, you gasped. "This is a footage from the security camera," Jimin confirmed, looking at the video. "But how did she get it?" You didn't have time to think about that as you see the video play. It's you and Jimin walking out of the club together with Jimin's arm wrapped around you. The video ends and you look up at Jimin, eyes wide with shock. "What are we going to do now?"